Hey everyone, welcome to BCEagles.com. I'm Kristen Scott, joined by women's basketball coach Eric Johnson. Eric, this is your third season now at BC. Talk about the comfort level you have now that you have 2 seasons under your belt.
So I have the advantage over a lot of fairly young head coaches in that I'm actually coming back to Boston College. I was an assistant here from 2005 to 2008. Got to experience some great success with recent Hall of Fame inductee Kathleen Gleese, getting to be in the Sweet 16 and be in a top 25 program.
The players talk a lot about changing the culture. What exactly does that mean for the program?
Good, no, and I'm glad that if you talk to our players that they use that term a lot. We talk about culture over over system. It's not so much the X's and O's as it is, and X's and O's are important, but you can't even get to the X's and O's until you work hard, you treat each other correctly, you're willing to do the little things, the dirty work. So what does that mean? Are we hustling in? Are we excited? Are we warming up? Are we taking every ounce of preparation and everything that we can do? So it's really a mentality, and once that starts to happen, now you can add the X's and O's. Now it matters, the timing of our screens and defensive rotations. But if we're not playing as hard as we can, if we're not believing in each other, if we're not there for each other in all the ways that we need to with that culture, those X's and O's and those sophisticated things don't matter so much.
You have 4 players, Nicole being one of them, Kat Cooper, Lauren Englund, and Kelly Hughes, who all gained tremendous experience last year. Will you still be leaning on them for big minutes, and what is your expectation from them as a group?
So look, we need those players to use that experience because we don't have a whole lot of other players that played major minutes, and so those 4 that you named, absolutely, they've been through the wars. Now the good news is I'm not going to have to put them in as difficult a position as I did last year. Last year, we didn't have some of the depth. We had injuries. We just, we didn't have as deep a roster even to begin with. So honestly, I played some kids out of position. I asked them to do some things that maybe aren't that fair to ask a kid to do at this level, but they never complained. They got great experience out of it. So now we've got some different pieces of the puzzle. I've got 3 freshman point guards in Martina Mossetti, Rachel Gartner, Ashley Kelsick, who are phenomenal kids, and they're better ball handlers. Really, Lauren Englund was our only legitimate ball handler, and she was having to play out of position, learning to be a point guard last year. So between Lauren and the 3 freshmen, we're all brand new at really being a point guard. So is the ball still flying around the gym a little bit right now? Yep. And getting us to be more disciplined, getting us to be able to really start to put it all together is going to be a huge key. We will always adjust. I've got incredibly smart kids with high basketball IQs, and so our game plans will be very sophisticated, but we can't lose who we are and, like I said, focus on how we play, not as much about just who we play.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck at Stanford.
Thank you so much.